Hello and welcome to the Supercast. I'm your host, Superintendent Anthony Godfrey. Do you have a student or family member looking for language learning resources in the community? On this episode of the Supercast, we take you inside the Jordan School District Family Engagement Center, where students and families are finding language support services that are changing lives. The center is also connecting families with the social and emotional support they need. The services are available all summer long and they are free. Let's head inside Copper Mountain Middle School to learn more. We're here at Copper Mountain Middle School at the Family Engagement Center with some of the staff who made that possible. I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to learn about all the ways that we engage with families in Jordan School District.
I'm Michelle Loveday, the consultant over Educational Language Services.
I'm Tony Brown. I'm the Parent and Outreach Specialist on the Cultural Diversity Outreach Team.
I'm Sylviane Perkins. I work directly with parents, teaching them ESL, English as Second Language, and some of the resources that are available for them.
Michelle, start by telling us a little bit about the Family Engagement Center and its purpose, how it came to be.
Yes. So we started this because with our parent outreach focus in our culture and diversity team, we really wanted to reach our parents to support them on how to be engaged and ways to be engaged with the schools. And finding that many of our parents now, not only do they live in Title I schools, but they live outside of Title I schools. And in talking with schools such as Copper Mountain out in Harriman, we're noticing a lot of our parents are moving out this way, but there's no support for them to learn English. There's no resources for them to be able to navigate our system. And so we created this system and engagement center so they can learn English through our department and having support for them.
So how many family engagement centers are there in Jordan District right now?
Under our department, this is the first one. And so we're very happy that Copper Mountain opened their doors and said, you can have one of our portables. We're hoping to also work with West Jordan Middle School so that they have one. We kind of are a sister team to the family resource centers that the Title I schools have, but this is the first one that our department is hosting.
And describe for me a little bit the difference between those two.
Well, at the Family Learning Centers in the Title I schools, they operate similarly, but their reach is a little bit smaller because it's a smaller school. It's primarily based on things that parents of elementary school age students would need. And here at the Family Engagement Center, we are reaching out to all parents and trying to provide things that suit the needs of older children as well as the parents themselves.
And what kind of classes would you offer to parents?
Right now we have an English class for people interested in learning English. We have also been requested to have a Spanish class for English-speaking parents that want to also communicate with their ever-diversifying community.
And really connect is what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect the school to our families and to our community, and then connect them with each other so that there's a great web of support. Sylviane, tell me a little bit about your role.
So parents, usually when they come here, it's almost impossible to separate their needs from how they feel. These group of parents, they need English for a purpose, which is to be operational, to function. They have bills to pay, they have to get jobs, and if you don't speak English, that has a huge impact in your family and also your children. Because if your your mother, your father cannot help you with your homework, who will? You know, it's not because you're an adult that you cannot learn. You can learn ESL. You know, you will be your English as your second language, but you have to have a certain mature approach because they have other things in their lives. So that's my role, to make them believe that they can learn how to speak English and how to change and protect their children and their families.
With the help of the state as well, they were able to fund finances, give us finances to have operations so we can translate. And so that is what started the trajectory of the Family Engagement Center, and seeing that need that we're getting the support and funding. So we're working also on translating many documents that we send out from our department to the parents district-wide, so that we can help them navigate the home language surveys, the ACT opt-out or opt-in testing scores, and just all kinds of family demographic questionnaires that they receive, and they're just not sure. And the good thing is, because the word has gotten out, and like Silviani said, there were 60 parents that registered, it was wonderful because the word got out, and we had a parent show up at our office 2 weeks ago because they didn't know where to go, and they needed help because they didn't understand what was being placed in Skyward for their son in order to graduate. What did he need? What materials? How do we pick up a packet? So items just as simple as that, where they're kind of afraid to call the school, they know now, okay, well, Family Engagement Center has somebody that speaks Spanish, or they'll find someone that speaks my language, Swahili or, Kinyarwanda, and they'll help us navigate what we need to do to get our students to graduate.
But it is great to have those resources, and so really a primary purpose of the Family Engagement Center is to overcome language barriers. But what are some of the other barriers that need to be overcome as well?
I would say some of the barriers is just the access to resources. As Tony said earlier, combining all the resources that are out in our community for our parents and bringing it into a place here where we can give them the opportunity of, you can register your child to take ALPS testing. There's science activities that are available after school. And as we come up on summer, what summer programs do we have available so that they understand the opportunities? And this year, free and reduced lunch has been done differently, but next year there'll be a change, and we want to make sure that they're getting the reminder and understand the email that was sent out to, you're going to have to re-register for free and reduced lunch, or you're going to have to opt out of certain things. So there's barriers, I think, in just what they don't know because of communication from school to home.
And something that I always like to emphasize is this is not just for Spanish-speaking parents or parents who do not speak English as their primary language. This is for any parent who wants to improve. For example, we have a coalition in Salt Lake. It's an organization for women. Women who just, can support their families because they're alone. And they have this organization that can help women to prepare themselves, to face interviews, to become better professionals, to find a better salary. We have this one here. This is a University of Utah initiative. It's how to get a higher return on your taxes. If you have, a teenager, some teenagers, when sometimes they for whatever reason, different reasons, they become, depressed, especially during COVID. We have a lot of this. So there are many mental health, many physical health, many resources, professional help. And people like Michelle said that, they don't know. And there is a lot of information, and the Family Engagement Center, that's the middle name, to engage those families and give them the power of information. And within that in mind, if Family A knows about Connect with Utah 211, they have a lot of services. They offer immigration services, classes for naturalization exam, etc., a bunch of things. So Family A knows about that. They can tell Family B, C, their neighbors. So this is empowerment for the whole community. It's a win-win situation.
And I'd also like to add that right now, as the Family Engagement Center is in its infancy, we're still in a very malleable state. We're listening. We want to know what the community wants and what they need. So we're reaching out to people to hear, what can we do? We're here. We want to help you. and we will help you find an answer if we don't have one.
It really sounds like the main purpose is to connect people with resources. Sometimes those resources are within the school district, sometimes it's external, and I've been surprised over the years when I've learned some of the things that are available to help parents that may be in a difficult circumstance, even temporarily, that they didn't expect to find themselves in. So what you said earlier is important. Really, the Family Engagement Center is for all families, regardless of their circumstance. There are some things we have to offer. Stay with us. When we come back, more about the free support services for family and students, available all summer long.
Do you simply love learning online? We can't wait to have you join the amazing teachers in our brand new Jordan Virtual Learning Academy. In Jordan Virtual Learning Academy schools, we offer innovative, fun, and flexible online learning with daily real-time instruction from teachers. Enrollment is currently open for all K-12 students in Utah. Start on the path to personalized virtual learning success now at connect.jordandistrict.org. That's connect.jordandistrict.org.
What are some of the resources that might surprise people? Are there some resources that might not occur to people that are available through the Engagement Center?
I think one of the resources that people always get very surprised is that there are dental clinics and all sorts of clinics, health clinics, and they provide services. All you have to, sometimes they don't even have that fee, that co-op, not even that, according to the scale, of how much money the family income, and also psychological and mental health assistance. And also when some families are dealing with addiction and they need intervention, there are this one of them is called Cornerstone House, and they offer assistance as well.
People have been surprised when I've talked with them, friends and colleagues, that the Jordan Education Foundation has expanded principal pantries to every one of our schools. The principal pantries are where donors provide toiletries, food, even clothing, and other materials for students who need that. And they think that need is concentrated in a particular area of the district, but it's throughout the district. We have students experiencing homelessness throughout the district, students who experience food insecurity, and so there's a lot of support. And so I'm really glad that this center is out in the Harriman area so that we can reach every corner of the district.
It's not that the need isn't there, it just looks different in different communities. A lot of times these things kind of go under the radar because people don't want you to find out. But having a family engagement center is a convenient and comfortable space for people to reach out without having it become a big ordeal. It's at their kids' school that they go to every single day.
The one thing when we decided to do the Family Engagement Center and specifically selected Harriman, with the growth of homes and condos and apartments along Mountain View Corridor, many parents said, I want to be able to come to Majestic Elementary and learn English, but the transportation is very inconvenient. And we've learned that just because they live out here doesn't mean that they don't want the resources. So by having it closer to a home, yes, we're housed at Copper Mountain Middle School right now, but it's available to anyone that can get here.
Okay, let's talk. We talked about the need. There are a lot of languages spoken by families in Jordan School District. You mentioned Swahili and another one. I'm not even sure where that language is spoken. Tell me some of the other languages that are spoken in Jordan District.
Kurdish.
There's a lot of Kurdish.
There are
there really
Kurdish,
is.
And it's the first time I'd ever been asked to find a Kurdish translator before, or to find a Kurdish interpreter. I was like, whoa, who speaks Kurdish? I want to meet them.
Yeah.
But on top of that, what else? Kinyarwandin.
Kinyarwandin.
That was the one you mentioned.
Kinyarwandin, and that is part of West Africa. But most of the Kinyarwandins will speak French as well. We have 53 languages within the Jordan School District, from Samoan to Arabic Spanish, of course, is our largest second language to English, but there's a variety of languages, 53 families from Vietnamese to Cantonese to Hindi, and so we want to be able to provide resources to those families.
I have students from Croatia and Italy, and Croatia, Italy, Brazil, and Venezuela. Those are the...
So that may be another misconception, is that it's really mostly Spanish that we're helping with, but we can find resources to help with any language.
Yes. And the great thing of the state of Utah and just the services that are offered through Serve Refugees and the Utah Refugee Connection, we are partnering with, Women of the World, and while those services are down in Salt Lake City, because of our connection, we're able to bring the resources out here to families so they don't have to make their way downtown and take most of their day traveling to get the information.
It's obvious that all of this support for families results in students being more successful in school. But can you articulate that for me a little bit? What does that mean when families feel that support and connection for students?
Definitely. I believe that when you're teaching a child, you have to look at the whole child. And whole child includes whole family, right? They come to us in the mornings and they're with us all day, but when they go home, they're with their family, and having safety and security and comfort and peace in your home translates exponentially into the classroom. A child who is comfortable and feels safe and feels supported at home then comes into school and gets that same environment, and it just is a circle of love and support just enveloping a kid that helps them develop positively.
If listeners think, hey, this is something that I could benefit from, or a family I know could benefit from, how do they get in contact with the Family Engagement Center?
They can feel free to send me an email at tony.brown@jordandistrict.org. It's toni.brown, pretty easy name to remember. Just shoot me an email. I will put them in contact with the right people or help them find the right resource.
So if they go to els.jordandistrict.org and just click on Outreach, they'll be able to click on the information. Tony's name will come up, and the information and the times of when we meet. Typically, Tuesdays and Thursdays have been our class times for this year, and they can put themselves on a list to join in.
Thank you all for taking the time to be on the Supercast, but more than anything, to be so thoughtful and intentional about how to help support our families and in turn help support our students and make sure that they have every success possible.
Thank you, Dr. Godfrey. And I just want to say something in Spanish and Portuguese. Se você está nos escutando, por favor, venha. Você pode aprender inglês. Vai ser fácil, eu prometo. Buenas, tú piensas que tú puedes aprender o no, las dos maneras tú estás correcta. Venga, vamos, dé una chance a tú misma, ¿ok? O a tú mismo. Nos encanta poder ayudar a todos y tú puedes cambiar tu vida para mucho mejor. Gracias, venga a nos vernos. So thank you, Dr. Godfrey, for helping us to spread the word about the Family Engagement Center.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Supercast. Remember, education is the most important thing you'll do today. We'll see you out there.